What language do you read your Bible in? I read mine in English because that is my primary language. The Bible is translated into thousands of languages around the world. Through the years, many scholars have taken and translated it. Now, what they're doing is they're taking a Greek copy of the New Testament. We'll say more about where that comes from. And they're translating it into English or Spanish or Italian or the local language of a native tribe and many other places around the world. They are translating into that. Now, you know, the issue with translation is every time you translate, you don't catch every hidden meaning, every subtle reference in the language. There's just no way word for word to translate everything. When the New Testament Greek says that they loved him with bowels of compassion, we don't translate that anymore usually as bowels. We say it's the heart of compassion because we use a different part of our body to reference our compassion. But the original wording is bowels. Now, that's fine. That's an easy translation for us to guess about and to understand. But there are many other things that are very subtle for us to catch. How do we translate the meaning of such words as grace and mercy and peace? What is shalom? Is it just peace in Hebrew, or does it have a much deeper meaning than that? So translation is an issue. Now think about it this way. Jesus didn't speak Greek. Jesus didn't speak English or Spanish or any other language. He spoke Aramaic. And so when the Greek writers of the New Testament were writing, they were translating from memory, from other writings, maybe even from an Aramaic copy somebody wrote down. They were translating into Greek. And then that Greek was translated into Latin and maybe back into Greek, or it was translated directly into the languages we have today. Textual criticism played a part. We'll talk more about that later. But the point is, when I quote the New Testament, when I say, and so Jesus said, come unto me, all ye who labor, what? Am I quoting the New Testament? Am I quoting Jesus? No. I'm quoting an English translation of a Greek text that was copied from a copy that maybe was copied into Latin and then went back into Greek, all the way back of a translation of an Aramaic statement of Jesus. Do you see why it's difficult for us to recover exact wording and meaning of everything that Jesus said and did while he was upon this earth? That is not to say that anything he said was unimportant. That is not to say that it doesn't have value to each one of us and isn't from God even. That is to say that it is difficult and almost impossible to know everything that Jesus said, did, believed, and taught in this world. This is Ori with De.Fundied.